Shamil. I live on a kibbutz in Israel, and I have two roommates, Amiel and Hanan. We've lived together ever since we were born. Ruthie wakes us up every morning. She's not our mother. She's more like a camp counselor. That's it. You see, we don't live in the same house with our parents. They have their own house. You probably think that's strange, but we do see them every afternoon and evening. My little sister Tommy lives with a 7-year-old, and my baby brother Zohar stays with all the other babies in the kibbutz nursery. Mother comes here to feed him every morning before she goes to work. But I'll bet you're still wondering why we don't live with our parents. Well, Grandfather told me it all began about 70 years ago, when the first kibbutz was set up. In those days, he said, Israel was mostly swamp and desert. The pioneers had so much hard work to do that even the women had to work in the fields all day long. So they chose special people like Ruthie to take care of the children while the mother and fathers were working. Our way of life is special to Israel, but not everyone in Israel lives this way. Ruthie has been taking care of us for 5 years already. She really knows us well. And I like living with all my friends. There are 19 of us in this house. I never get lonely. Our kibbutz is called Givat Chaim. In Hebrew, that means hill of life. Grandfather told me that when he came here, he used to live in a small hut. There were only 10 people, and the land was brown and dry. If you look at our kibbutz today, it's hard to believe Grandfather's stories. Everything here is so green. In Hebrew, the word kibbutz means something we share with each other. You see, the pioneers decided that if they would live and work together, they could grow more crops. Then, after each harvest, they would divide up all the crops. That's still the way our kibbutz is run today, except now we grow much more than we can eat. So we sell the rest, and whatever profit we make, we share. The main thing our kibbutz does today is grow fruit, a lot of it. We even can it and make juice right here in our kibbutz. The factories are our main industry. You must have heard of Jaffa oranges. They're famous all over the world. We don't have to struggle anymore like Grandpa and the pioneers did, but it still takes a lot of work to keep the kibbutz going, and there's a lot of farm work that has to be done every day. Go to town every time we need to buy or repair something, so we have our own garage and machine shop. And we can buy most things we need in the kibbutz store, even candy. Everybody takes turns working in the kitchen and the dining room, because in a kibbutz we share everything, even jobs we don't like. My father is in charge of the cotton field. We have underground pipes that bring water to the fields. And if there's only one sprinkler that's not working right, Dad will find it. He's a perfectionist in work and in everything. We fight a lot because he wants me to be perfect in everything I do. But don't get me wrong, we're great friends. My mother makes drawings for the kibbutz architect. He designs buildings for our kibbutz and for other places in Israel. Mother and I get along real well. She hardly ever loses her temper. I go to school in the same house where we eat and sleep. Alex, our math teacher, is from America. We call him the astronaut because he always has his head in the clouds. Of all our subjects, I like math the best, and I'm one of the best in the class. That sure makes Dad happy. This year we're also studying geography of the Middle East. As you can see, Israel is a very small country on the southern edge of the Mediterranean. I also like arts and crafts a lot. Right now I'm weaving a rug. The last one I made was kind of lopsided. I wonder how this will turn out. At 10:30 every morning we have recess and snacks. The boys always play football. It's not like American football. I think you call it soccer. Maybe I'll be a football player when I grow up. That would be really great. Or maybe I'll go to college to study math and become an engineer. Here come Giddy and Svi. They're home on leave from the army. When I'm 18, I'll have to join the army for 3 years. Women do too, but they go in for 2 years only. The men also have reserve duty every year until they're 55. The kibbutz gave us children a small farm to take care of, and 3 days a week we work here. Our parents want us to learn kibbutz work now, so when we're bigger, we'll be ready to work with them. We change jobs a lot so that we'll know about everything. Right now, my job is feeding the cows. You remember my roommate Amiel, don't you? He takes care of the birds. And Hanan is in charge of the horses. I'll bet you thought Hanan was a girl. It's because of his long hair. When we finish our work on the farm, we usually go swimming. I've been in almost every competition. I've even won 14 medals. Israeli summers are really hot. All the Mediterranean countries have a hot climate. So in the summer, we spend most of our free time at the pool. We all come to see our parents at about 4:30 in the afternoon. It's family time for the whole kibbutz. We usually have a snack together in my parents' house before dinner. I just told Dad that I wanted to be a football player when I grow up. Do you know what he said? Absolutely not. Play basketball or swim. It's safer. And don't talk with your mouth full. That's my dad. I like to read the newspaper when Dad's done with it, if my little sister Tommy gives me a chance. She doesn't like it when I ignore her. Sometimes she's a real pain in the neck. I've been studying guitar for about a year. Can you tell? In Israel, we all study Hebrew and English, and Dad knows English real well. He was even in America. All the families eat dinner together in the main dining room at 7 o'clock. I guess salad is our national dish. We eat it 3 times a day. Meat costs a lot, so we eat chicken and turkey instead. Grandfather usually sits by me. He's the one I've been telling you about. He's my mother's father. After dinner, if there's nothing special to do, we just fool around. But every Friday night is special. This is the beginning of our Sabbath. It starts with a blessing over the candles, the wine, and the bread. And then each of us says a prayer. Each week, a different family leads the service. Our parents always come to see us at night, to tuck us in. This is an old custom, too, from the pioneer days, Grandpa says. Tommy goes to bed before I do. Lights out for us is 9:30, unless we can help it. In Israel, we work and go to school 6 days a week. Our Sabbath begins on Friday night at sundown and ends at sundown on Saturday. It's mostly a family day. In the afternoon, Dad and I usually go to a football game at the stadium nearby. Grandfather always makes a huge special salad for us for Saturday night dinner. The family always eats together with Grandfather in his house on Saturday night. Grandpa is always talking about the tough old days. He remembers when Tel Aviv used to be nothing but desert. Today is the largest city in Israel. The city is not far from our kibbutz, and we come here often to visit. Israel is a lot like America. People come to settle here from all over the world. In fact, the country has been built by immigrants. But we are still a small country with only 3 million people. One of the nicest things about Tel Aviv is that you can go swimming in the Mediterranean. Otherwise, Tel Aviv is like any modern city, and most Israelis live just like people do in other cities. But Grandfather says that Tel Aviv was built overnight. If you were here last year, I bet you wouldn't recognize it anymore. But I like it best when our family comes to Jerusalem. It's my favorite city in all Israel, and my best friend Doron lives in Jerusalem. Jerusalem is one of the oldest cities in the world. Its history goes all the way back to the time of the Bible. Even Grandpa doesn't remember when it used to be a desert. One of the Christian churches. And this is the Mosque of Omar, one of the holiest Muslim shrines. Jerusalem is called the Holy City because it's holy to Christians, Muslims, and Jews. Pilgrims from all over the world come here just to visit and pray. This is the Wailing Wall, one of the holiest places of the Jews. I love the marketplace, the smells, the colors, and the noise. Arabs, Israelis, and thousands of tourists all come here to shop for bargains. Doron used to live on our kibbutz, but his family moved to the city 3 years ago. And he wishes he could come back. I don't blame him. I hope ancient Jerusalem will never change. But this is a new section of Jerusalem, outside the walls of the old city. As much as I love Jerusalem, I'm really glad to get back home, to my friends and the farm. I'm happiest on our kibbutz.